sincere thanks to MOG's President Dr. Alka Madam, Dr. Ashish Sir, Secretary. Thank you very much for this physical conference after 2 years probably. And one spot question for all the viewers: what is the long form RU in the RU 486? Anyway, it is a Russell Newcliffe. So friends, this morning we were listening all the topics regarding the preservation of the pregnancy, but I am going to talk exactly opposite on a topic which is exactly opposite, that is MTP, and especially I am going to mention few points regarding the newer amendments in the MTP, and I expect that everybody is well aware of the MTP Act 1971 and the amendments done in 2003, so that we can discuss the few points. Friends, you will be really surprised to know that before 1971, everybody who is seeking for the abortion and every person who was doing the abortion, they were criminals according to IPC 1860. These were the sections according to IPC, that is 312 from 312 to 318. According to these all sections, the lady who is seeking for the services of abortion, she was criminal according to IPC, and the person, even though they are okay, or they are able to do the abortions, they were not allowed by the IPC. And thanks to this MTP Act 1971, actually this MTP Act, it aims to improve the maternal health scenario by preventing the large number of unsafe abortions. It legalizes the abortion services. It promotes the access to the safe abortion services for the woman. It decriminalizes to the ladies who are seeking for the abortion services, and it offers the protection to all the medical practitioners against these IPCs, isn't it? And that's why we are saved only because of this MTP Act. So just have a overview about this MTP Act, which was established in 1971 and was implemented from 1st April 1972. And probably म्हणूनच 1 एप्रिल हा दिवस सुरू झाला असावा, full day. Then the revised rules were framed. The revised rules and regulations were framed in 1975. It was again amended in the form of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Act 2002. Then the rules were again published in 2003 regarding the person who can do, where the place where can be done, and what are the indications for abortion. Then again the MTP regulation 2003 were framed regarding the opinion, either one consultant or two consultants, then regarding the consent of the patient, then regarding the documents and the record keeping which we are doing in day-to-day practices. And we are blessed with the newer amendments, that is a Medical Termination Pregnancy Amendment Act 2021, which was published in the Gazette on 25th of March this year, and the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Rules, Amendment Rules, which were published on the 12th of October 2021. So today we are going to discuss few points regarding the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Act March 21 and the rules October 21. So this was the Gazette of India regarding the 1971 Act. Then this was the amendment in 2003. Then this was the Pregnancy Amendment Act 2021 in the March, and this is the latest one, that is 12th of this October. So these are the grounds on which the patient can seek the services for the MTP. So I won't go in detail of this, but according to the previous amendments, only married women, they were allowed for the termination of the pregnancy for the indication of failure of contraception, as you all know. Then these are the criteria to decide who can perform the MTP. So there is a very small addition which we are going to discuss later on. And these were the documentation. Form A, that is nothing but the application for the approval of the place. Then Form B, this is nothing but the certificate which you get from the authority and which is supposed to display in your hospital. Then Form C is nothing but consent form. Then Form 1, it is not Form I, it is Form 1. It is the doctor's approval form where either one or two consultants are supposed to sign about the opinion. Then Form 2 is the MTP reporting format, and Form 3 is the MTP admission register. Now in the newer amendments, there are small changes in the Form A which we are going to discuss, and there is something called as Form D and Form E. These are the new things to all of us. So this is Form 1, which everybody knows, and this has to be filled before the MTP and not after, and many people, they are doing this mistake and they can be in trouble if the inspection happens during your procedure and before filling this form. So these were the indications. Initially you have to correct the indication which is applicable to your patient. This is Form 1. Then this is form C, that is the consent form, and this is the complete procedure. Step number 1, you have to judge your patient, you have to counsel her, you have to confirm the pregnancy, and you have to discuss about the indication, then take the consent of that patient in the form C. Then complete the form I, that is the doctor's opinion form. There is a slight change in this. Now we are going to discuss about it. Then complete the procedure of MTP. Then fill the form 2, that is the MTP reporting format, and put all these documents in an envelope. And if you are owner of that place, then you can keep with you. And if you are working in an institution, then you have to hand over all these documents to the person who is owner of that place. And step number 7, send all this data to the appropriate authority before the 5th of date 5 of every month. And you have to keep the secrecy of that patient in all the forms. You cannot reveal the name of that woman in any form. And if we are doing so, then we are punishable. But there are many practical issues till the amendments 2003. So the change in the law was necessary. Actually, there were several cases which were filed in the Supreme Court and various high courts seeking the permission for the abortion of pregnancies beyond 20 weeks. And there were many grounds. For example, the fetal abnormalities, because many times even though you are advising the patient for the congenital anomaly scan perfectly at the 20 weeks, but sometimes the patient reaches you at the 21st, 21 or 22nd of the gestation, and that's why the problems can be there. Then many times the patient, the small girls who achieves the pregnancy or who gets the pregnancy because of the rape. So these all cases, they were not permitted by the previous acts. Also, there is very important thing that there are many advancements in the medical technology, and the mortality and the morbidity rates, they are decreasing day by day, even though the gestational ages are more. And that's why there was really a need of a few amendments in the previous acts. And so these things went by the government in the January 2020. It was cleared by the Union Cabinet. Then 17 March, this everything went on. And thank you very much all the people from Foxy who really worked hard for this and who were instrumental in arranging the amendments and for drafting these amendments. And thanks to the government also. And we are blessed with the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Act 2021 and the rules 2021. So let's discuss what is new in these amendments. So friends, as you all know that we are allowed for the medical termination till 9 weeks, that is 63 days. But there is a small addition in the newer amendments that any MBBS doctor with the experience of experience for a period of 3 months in any OBGYN hospital or has independently performed 10 cases of MTP by medical method can do these things. The only thing they need a certificate from any center who are having who are having the MTP center. So they need to have that certificate and they can go for such kind of this combination. So this is the new addition. Then till now, according to the MTP Act 1971, there was a requirement of advice of only one doctor till the for the abortion up to the 12 weeks, which is continued. But there is a small change. Actually, initially we need to have the advices from 2 doctors for the abortion between 12 to 20 weeks. But now there is a need of only single doctor, and this is and the abortion for the gestation period of 20 to 24 weeks was not allowed at all till now, which is allowed according to the newer MTP Amendment Bill 2021. But there is a need of 2 different doctors or 2 RMPs for various categories. And even the abortion for the gestational age about 24 weeks is allowed in according to the newer amendments, but we have to take the permission from the medical board. But there is a single indication, that is the substantial fetal abnormality. But any doctor can abort any patient or can deliver any patient to save the life of that pregnant woman. That is the this law was given in the previous law. So there are few changes. Advice of one doctor till 20 weeks. Then you can abort the patients between 20 to 24, and there is medical board from which you can take permission for the abortion of the patient with the gestational age about 24 weeks. Now, as you all know, the gestational the limit they have been increased, but there are some criteria. You cannot abort every patient. You can abort the patients between 20 to 24 only in the survivor of the sexual assault or rape or incest. Then in the minors, but in the minors you have to follow the POXO Act also, So don't forget to inform the police. And if you are saying that the newer amendments has given us the permission for the abortion of the minors, then it's wrong. You have to follow POCSO Act at any cost. So then in the patients where there is a change in the marital status in the form of the widow or the divorce, then the patients who are having the physical disabilities, you can abort between 20 to 24. Then the mentally ill woman, then all kind of fetal malformations that has a substantial risk for being incompatible with the life, you can abort between 20 to 24. And with in the woman with the pregnancy in humanitarian settings or the disaster or emergency situation as declared by the government. So these are the indications where you can abort between 20 to 24 weeks, but you have to fill one new form that is called as Form E. So this is the Form E which you can get on the net very easily. You have to download this, and now onward, whenever you are aborting a patient between 20 to 24, you have to fill this Form E. Then after 24 weeks? So there is constitution of the medical boards. All the state and union territory governments will constitute a medical board which will have a gynecologist, a pediatrician, a radiologist or sonologist, and any other member if that state government or union territory fails. So this is the medical board. So medical board will examine the woman and her reports, and they can either allow or they can refuse that abortion, and they have to give their opinion in the form of D, which I will be displaying in the next slide. And the board have to give their opinion within 3 days of receiving the request for MTP. Either they can they can allow you or they can refuse, but they have to opine within 3 days. And they have to ensure that MTP has been done within 5 days of receipt of the permission for that MTP. So this is very important. You have to perform that MTP within 5 days. So medical board will approve only after due consideration and ensuring that the procedure will be safe for that lady. And the only indication, and that is the fetal malformation, which has the substantial risk, and no other indication can be entertained by this medical board. It is not applicable even for the patients or for the pregnancies due to the rape. So this law is not applicable for the pregnancies because of the rape. So the opinion has to be given in the Form D. This is the Form D. Then there are two categories which were already there. But the category A means it is for the center, for the approval of the center. The center can abort up to the 12 weeks according to the category A, and category B means the pregnancy can be terminated up to 24 weeks. So these are the criteria for the approval of the place. Category A, as you all know, and category B as which was there for up to the 20 weeks. So these are the category A and category B. This is the Form A for the application or for the approval of your place. Then again, privacy feature is same. You have to keep the secrecy of that patient in any form. You cannot display or you cannot make the name of that patient known to any other person. So these are again very important aspect where we can see the change in the amendments. The termination due to the failure of contraceptive method, which was initially up to 12 weeks, now it has been increased up to the 20 weeks. And beforehand, it was only for the married woman, but now any woman who may be married or she can be single, the failure of contraception can be applicable as an indication. But there is nothing clear about the transgender mentioned in the new amendment. Everywhere it is mentioned that the pregnant woman can be terminated. You will be surprised to know that why I am writing this, that transgender. In India, there are no cases. But friends, according to the figures compiled by the Medicare Australia, there are many cases. For example, there were 75 transgender who gave birth in 2016 and 40 in 2017. And as you all know, we Indians are better followers of all Western countries, and there won't be any surprise that transgender this starts delivering in India. So these are very important points after this discussion, that government authorities has no restrictions practically on selling the drugs for abortion. We are coming across many patients with RTOCs or many other problems that after even taking the medications from the medical or the general practitioners, they are not aborting. So rampantly these drugs they are sold out of these authorities. Then the registered MTP centers, they have to only follow and face the problems of the law. आणि ज्याच्या घरात काहीही कुठलाही लॉ नाही आहे त्यांना कुठलाही प्रॉब्लेम कधीच येत नाही, अनफॉर्च्युनेटली. Then unregistered, unauthorized, that is the guy self medical shop, they are rendering these abortion services illegally and very rampantly. Then many obstetricians, they have literally given up the MTP practices only because of these harassments by the various people. So these are the challenges still remaining. There is no, nothing has been specified regarding the POXO Act and the MTP law, as well as the MTP law and the PCPNDT law. Friends, this slide don't have any concern with my talk, but I felt that I should tell you that there are differences between the PCPNDT and MTP. That one consultant may have many centers as well as can go to many centers in the MTP, which is not applicable in PCPNDT. One may perform MTP at any recognized or approved center in India, but you cannot do sonography. Then no regular inspection is mentioned in the law regarding the MTP Act, but it is very regular in PCPNDT. Then place approved and not restriction on the person to form MTP. Then non-payable and cognizable and non-compoundable offences there in PCPNDT, but no in MTP. And there is a rigorous imprisonment for 2 to 7 years in PCPNDT, but in MTP these imprisonments are very less. So to conclude my talk, you can abort the patients with the tablet up to 9 weeks very easily. Then opinion of a single registered medical practitioner is required up to 20 weeks, which was there initially up to 12 weeks only. Then there is a need of 2 RMPs for the abortion up to 24 weeks. Then the medical board can allow termination of pregnancy about 24 weeks for a grievous fetal abnormality and no for the in the cases of rape. Then failure of contraception can be indication in even unmarried lady and up to 20 weeks. Then MTP can be done at any gestation to save the life of woman, and no amendments in relation to the POXO Act till now. And the last request, keep inviting me in the future. Thank you very much.